Hari Om. How can you say that we are already and always in the presence of Bhagavan? As I have explained in so many earlier posts, the presence of God within all of us is what I refer to as the presence of Bhagavan. The I am, the pure being, Satchit, existence consciousness, the awareness of existence, Atma, Nirguna Brahman, Aham. These are all different names of the presence of divine within all of us. It is this presence of divine by these various names which I refer to as the presence of Bhagavan. Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, even while living in the physical body, he was actually aphysical. He was beyond physical, even while being in the physical form. It was his greatness, the grace flowing through himself. It is referred to as a state of Brahmavid Varishta, one who is in the highest plane of consciousness, totally beyond any association with the physical body. So, it is this aspect of the divine within all of us which I refer to as the presence of Bhagavan. And how do we say that such presence of Bhagavan is there always? It is because of this presence of Bhagavan or the pure I, the pure being, that our mind or ego or the I thought can come into existence. What is the source of our mind? It is just this pure I, the presence of Bhagavan. Only from this pure I, the one consciousness, which kind of manifests as billions and billions of individual minds, the I thoughts, and then they identify with the millions and billions of physical bodies, and then such billions of individuals in billions of physical form, they perceive this world through their senses. So the source of all this manifestation, the innumerable existence in various forms, physical forms, all this is due to the presence of Bhagavan or the pure I, from which the individual minds arises. So this is the reason why we say the presence of Bhagavan is there always, even while we are getting lost in this external world. It is the source of all that exists. So, only if we can keep quiet and be still, then what is there within us which we can experience? It is the presence of Bhagavan. So if one asks how that experience will be, how that presence of Bhagavan will be, it is in the form of awareness of the existence, our own existence, the conscious existence. Sense of I am. The awareness of being. It is called as the presence of Bhagavan. And such presence of Bhagavan we can never leave actually. Even while being in this physical body or even after leaving this physical body, the presence of Bhagavan is always shining with us, within us, beyond the five shits, the panchakoshas, and the three bodies of Stula Sukshma Karanas, Dehas. Beyond all this shines this conscious presence, the divine presence of Bhagavan, for us to keep our attention always rooted on this source of all the auspiciousness. So, it is that presence which we can never leave. And no one can be out of sight of this supreme presence of Bhagavan. Wherever we are always in the presence of Bhagavan. Only we need to keep this truth, understand this truth deeply, so that it is strongly implanted in our existence. So it is good to remember that we are always in the presence of Bhagavan. Even if we are not able to feel distinctively the presence, still we are in the presence. We may know it, we may not know it at times too. It is fine. So what is important is that we consciously remember, based on the experiential understanding, that we are always in the presence of Bhagavan and one can never leave that presence wherever one may be, whatever one may be doing. When one of the devotees of Bhagavan during his last days told Bhagavan that, Bhagavan, for whatever sins I have done, I will go only to hell. Then Bhagavan smilingly told him, I am present there too. The presence of Bhagavan is infinite. It doesn't have any kind of limitations, boundaries. It is all encompassing. So it is a great opportunity for us to be in such presence all the time. Only we need to acknowledge the fact. The final truth is there here and now. Only we need to recognize the final truth. Recognize the fact that we are always already in the presence of Bhagavan, here and now. Just by keeping quiet, being still, we can be aware of that presence. It is very simple underlying existence consciousness within us. So when a person asks Bhagavan, how it will be to stand in front of God, then Bhagavan replied him saying that it will be just as we are seeing each other now, as you see me now. Then the devotee became astonished and asked a second question, what will happen when we go near God, how it will be. Bhagavan said, it is more or less like this, that you are sitting here, I am sitting here on a sofa. Same way you will be there seeing God being seated on some kind of raised platform. And then what will happen? Asked the devotee. Bhagavan replied, saying that when the God finds you so eager to know the truth, he will become very happy and he will call you to come closer. And then what will happen? Asked the devotee. Bhagavan said, so when you go near God, then God would come near you and he will whisper in your ears. Turn within and see who you are. What is within you? Meaning, Bhagavan said that when God is happy with a devotee for his earnestness to know the truth, he will call himself very close and then ask him to look within so that he can find the God within oneself. This is the highest way to know the God, which is basically by knowing him as one's own true existence. Only when we know God in this way as our own natural existence, only then, only after that, we will be able to see everything else as God, not earlier. So this we all should keep in mind. Only we need to find the presence of Bhagavan within, always, all the time. Thereafter, naturally, whatever we see here, everything around will be seen as that same presence of Bhagavan. Our sthiti determines the drishti. Drishtim jnanamayim kritva pasyet brahmamayam jagat. So, what we are is what we see, what we experience outside also. So when we experience the presence of Bhagavan within, then naturally what we see around will not be seen to be different from the presence of Bhagavan. This is the ultimate truth. So let us understand this fact and always let us be in a state of deep gratitude to Bhagavan for whatever he has given to us, the highest truth and the easiest way to remain in the presence of that highest truth. So let us understand the fact that it is only the presence of Bhagavan which is the ultimate truth which we can experience in this world, and let us not waste our time in unworthy worldly happenings, worldly events, worldly objects, vishayas, etc. All these things are here to distract our attention. So let us not unduly worry about whatever is happening around. Let us keep our attention always on the presence of Bhagavan, so that we shall remain in that presence eternally, forever, always, here and now. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.